Hi there everyone and welcome back to a very exciting chess game by Paul Morphy. In this chess game Paul Morphy had the white pieces and his opponent was his friend Charles Maurian. So this chess game was played in 1863 at the hometown of Paul Morphy in New Orleans in the United States. So this is one of Paul Morphy's chess games after his retirement. He retired from the competitive level chess and played with his close friend. And also Charles Maurian recorded his chess games against Paul Morphy. And then many years later, he has published the chess games that he played against Paul Morphy. Thanks to him, we know exactly how Morphy played in these chess games against his friend. So e4 by Paul Morphy. And let's not forget, Paul Morphy surrendered his knight on b1. So this is a knighthood chess game. And we have the Italian opening. Technically not the Italian opening because there is no knight on b1. So this is the Italian setup and d4. So Paul Morphy is sacrificing a pawn. He takes on d4. He is sacrificing a pawn for the rapid development. So if knight takes on e6, e4, then d takes on e5 and queen to d5 is going to be a very bad news for black. So black has to be careful in this position. So e takes on d4 is safer and then Morphy castled. Knight takes on e4, bishop to d5, defending the knight, but with capturing this pawn, Maurian is opening the e-file for Paul Morphy, and Morphy could be very dangerous when he gets the chance, when he finds some attacking opportunities with these open files. So knight to g5 and attacking on f7. So blocking with the knight, knight to e6, and then pinning the knight, rook to e1, and bishop to e7, unpinning, and then queen to h5. And we see typical rapid developing moves by Paul Morphy. Things already flows for white out of the opening. So queen takes on f7 is checkmate, by the way. So Paul Morphy is also threatening checkmate. And then, of course, if bishop takes, then bishop takes, and the knight is going to be pinned. So knight takes on g5. G6 should have been considered, by the way. But queen to h6 is also possible in this position. So after queen to h5, we have knight takes on g5, bishop takes on g5, and the bishop is pinned. So castling, but now Paul Morphy played exclamation point, rook takes on e7. After knight takes on e7, Maurian has a very annoying pin, and despite being a piece up, he is behind in the development. So rook to e1, the best move, and the only move in this position, only good move. So attacking the pinned piece, and then g6. If rook to e8, then queen takes on f7. After moving the king, can you see the next move for white? White has a very strong move in this position. Bishop to f5, threatening checkmate, and if capturing the bishop, queen takes on f6 is checkmate. So Paul Morphy sacrificed the exchange, and then he is pinning the knight, a very annoying pin. g6, but in this position Paul Morphy played a very precise move, queen to f3. So had he played queen to h4, which is very tempting, then knight to f5, and is black going to extricate himself because this is also attacking the queen. So okay, queen to f3 was more precise, and we see dark square weakness for Maurian, and this knight is pinned. So c6, and of course rook to e8 is going to be a blunder, and black is getting checkmated. So c6, and then simply capturing the knight. The knight is ready to be taken. And then queen to h5, queen to a5 by Charles Maurian. And maybe this is, of course, double threat, both attacking the rook and at the same time attacking the bishop. Maybe Maurian was very happy in this position after this. But then his happiness lasted for a very short time. Rook to e5 by Paul Morphy, the best defensive move. and at the same time he is attacking the rook, so queen to d2, threatening queen to c1, but if capturing the bishop, then capturing the rook and threatening queen to f6, and then checkmating the king, and if capturing the bishop, queen to f6, and how to defend queen to h8, checkmate, and if defending like this, then rook up is going to be checkmate. So queen to d2, h3, defending the back rank threat, and then again threatening to capture the rook, and you can't move the rook because of queen takes on f7. So pushing the pawn, and in this position white has a very strong move. Can you guess the winning move? Yes, that's the winning move for white, and after that move black is in big trouble. So what would you do in this position if you had the white pieces? Paul Morphy, of course, didn't miss the best move. As a very accurate, very talented chess player, he played okay. I mean, if rook goes back, then queen check, and then developing the bishop, and black is actually doing okay. Morphy played instead bishop to g5, not allowing queen to c1, and then developing the bishop and relieving the position. Still, Maurian is behind in the development, despite he started this chess game with being one piece up. So, how to defend? We have pawn takes rook. If defending the queen in this position, then queen to f6, and how on earth are you going to defend bishop to h6 and then checkmating the king? There is very serious dark square problem for Maurian, and black is getting checkmated. So in this position, after bishop to g5, black either has to give up the queen or he has to give up the queen. Basically, there is no defense. So capturing the rook, and then Paul Morphy simply knocks the head of the queen. And then Maurian captured the bishop, and this was the final nail on the coffin. He should have considered king to g7, bishop to b3, and white is still better, but Maurian would have lasted longer against Paul Morphy had he played king to g7. He had to defend the dark square, but then he simply captures the bishop, and this was the final mistake because, well, Paul Morphy played the obvious move. He played queen to f6, and Maurian resigned. Dark square weakness exploited, and there is no defense against bishop to h6 and then checkmating the king. So developing the bishop, finally developing the bishop, but then bishop to h6, so this is the possible continuation. After queen to f6, Maurian resigned. So basically black is getting checkmated. So this was the final move of this very nice chess game by Paul Morphy against his friend. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time with more exciting classic historic chess games. Take care and bye bye.